2024 is here, and if you want to make this your best year ever, you need to plan for it. Today, we're doing just that. I've rented this sick lake house and put together a 300-page book with my team where we're gonna focus on 6 areas of planning that are gonna make a difference in our year and make it the best for us. I'm gonna share those with you today and talk about 6 core things that you can implement in your life to make sure that 2024 is your year. So the first area is self. Take some time to reflect on where are you now? Really, who are you and what are you trying to go after? Go deep into your personal mission. What are you really trying to accomplish? Not just this year, but for the next 5-10 years of your life. And this is where you really want to go internal and answer some important questions about what drives you and motivates you to move forward. What are things that you're trying to aspire to be? And then you can craft certain habits and actions behind that. A lot of times we look at our goals as this big unattainable thing, but we forget to ask, why are we going after those things? And what specifically are we trying to achieve once we hit those certain goals? So I always like to start with self and just checking back in with myself with what is it that I want this year? And is it still in line with what I wanted last year? And really, is it also in line with my bigger personal mission, my 5-year mission, my 10-year mission, and just my vision for my life? And just doing a personal checkup and seeing if we're still on track. So the first area really is self, go internal, go as deep as you can and answer those questions for yourself to give yourself the answers of what you really care about, where you're going, and then you can craft how you're gonna get there. So the next area of focus is your team. And there's 4 questions you need to answer in order to develop a better, stronger team this year. The first one is, how does the team work together? What is the level of trust and commitment within the team? And how does the team as a unit work together and function together? The next one is, what are the strengths and weaknesses of the individual members on the team? Is there certain areas where you're weak? Is there certain areas where you're strong? And what are the specific skill sets of individual members on the team? That way you know which skill sets you need to improve, which skill sets you need to work on, and which ones you really want to double down on. And ones that are strong, make them even better. Next one is, how does the combination of those pieces fit together? Is everyone in a role that maximizes their unique gifts and their unique strengths? Or is their role limiting their strength to about 30-40% of what they could use, and the rest of it is just going on in wasted gifts because of the role that they're in? They can't utilize the maximum effort that they can give to the team. So putting out your org chart, understanding where everybody is and where all the roles fit together is another important area that you want to focus on. Lastly, is developing your culture. What is the culture of your unit and your team? And this area is one that you're gonna have to work on all year round. Set your intentions, set the culture that you wanna have, set what you want the team to stand for. Have a word that represents your culture, a statement, and put it everywhere. Talk to the team about it. Make sure that everybody's on the same page and that you're working towards that culture the entire year consistently. And once you go through this next year, you'll see which areas, again, you're strong in, what you have to work on, what your roles are, and just continue improving, continue adding to the unit and making your team better than ever. So next, we're getting into the details. We looked at big picture thinking, your vision moving forward for yourself, your team, and just zooming out. Now we're zooming into your actual plan. So here, we want to first look at what happened last year, right? What was your plan last year? Let's do a full review of 2023. And what are the things that made the year good? What things went well? What things didn't go well in your personal life, your professional life, your business, your career? And what are we going to do next year moving forward? So this is where we get right down to the granular details and making our 2024 plan. personally, professionally, spiritually, and again, here we want to open every area of our life up and go as detailed as humanly possible. We're going logical, we're going strategic, and we're gonna create that roadmap moving forward so that when you're into your year, you're not wondering what you're supposed to do next. You already have a plan laid out, A to Z. You just have to follow that script. If you follow that script, you know you're gonna have your best year. And there is no guesswork from here on out. So make a plan, make it detailed, and make it for your entire year. Once you have your plan, it's time to scale it up. So the next area of focus should be speed. How do we make things happen faster this year? And one of the main factors of speed is momentum. And momentum simply requires a level of risk. The higher the risk, the faster you can go. The lower the risk, the safer it is, and the slower you're gonna go, but also the less you're gonna make mistakes. So here, what you wanna do is create your risk tolerance for the year. If you really wanna go fast this year, you wanna achieve your goals really quickly, then you need to create momentum by increasing your level of risk higher than what you're currently used to. Now that's also gonna mean that you need to leave room for errors and mistakes. When mistakes happen, you need to allow them to happen and be okay with certain things not going right because you've elevated your level of risk. So here you want to gauge what that level is, what you want to set your mistake tolerance threshold to be, and really how fast do you want to go this year. If you want to blow this year out of the water and go as fast as humanly possible, then you're going to fall down a lot, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, you're going to create a lot of momentum, but that is simply going to be a factor of your risk tolerance for this year. So here, you want to set your speed and go with that speed for the entire year. Next, let's go quantum. When I say quantum, I'm talking about a new way of thinking and approaching your problems and your goals. So we made a map, we made a plan for the year, we charted out your goals, but what if you had to achieve your goals 10 times faster? And what if your goals need to be 10 times bigger? That would create an order of magnitude thinking. See, great leaders and great companies, they think in orders of magnitude. An order of magnitude is 10 times more or 10 times quicker than the current state. So if you had to do something 10 times faster, or if you had to grow your company, your goal 10 times bigger, you would have to completely look at that goal and think about that goal in a totally new way. And this type of thinking, I look at as a quantum leap in your plans. Thinking differently about your current problems and your current goals, approaching it from a totally different angle. An angle that is going to require an order of magnitude more or an order of magnitude faster. Approaching your problems like this will create new solutions, new thinking, new ideas, and will create a completely new paradigm that might shift your entire year. So hopefully by now you know where you're going, but what is the direction that you need to take in order to get there? For me, creating our direction comes down to looking at the next 90 days. And then from there, boiling it down to our daily action plan. Anything that you want to achieve requires consistent daily action. And that consistent daily action should map out towards 90-day goals that are just a boiled down version of your yearly plan. Then after 90 days, you can look at that plan and see, is that still the direction that you want to go? Do you need to pivot? But then when you're within that 90-day period, you're not reevaluating those goals. You're just taking the daily action needed in order to get there, the daily steps. And you focus only on the steps and not the direction. The direction you create in 90-day chunks. And then you zoom out by doing things like this. You zoom out for your entire year, you zoom out for your next 5, 10 years, and you figure out what you want to do over the next 10 years, the next 5 years, the next year, the next 90 days, and then what are you actually going to do today in order to get you there? So there you have it. Take some time and look at these 6 concepts for next year. Get out of your existing environment, change your paradigm, zoom out, maybe spend some time in nature so you can really see the bigger picture and see clearly where you are, where you're going, and where you need to go in order to make this your year.